I'm going to watch Odyssey in cinema today. Excited! Because before that, I'm going to buy a keyboard from CEX. There are 2 CEX stores there, so hopefully one of them sells a keyboard. But so I'm going to leave in like an hour. But yeah, so a few things. First of all, check out this channel. Ooh. Well, I mean, I came across it and it looks kind of awesome. So maybe I'll have a look at some of these videos. Like these ones. Like this one looks pretty cool. Making the worst beat ever with nothing but C and Linux audio library. Whoa. Math maturity. I think they're making their own operating system as well. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. My Discord's not working. Just doesn't launch like the desktop version. So I'm here on browser instead. I need to, my code, well, in my last video, my codelldb video, my code lldb, which is the lldb debugger, it just stopped working. And apparently, there's lldb-dap, so lldb-dap, which is an official LLVM debugger, which means it's, because like the reason that my code LDB broke is because of like a version mismatch with lib C++, which is the Clang library of C++, and code LDB my debugger, because it's like a third-party thing, so like they were out of sync and therefore it didn't work. But with this one, because it's official, they'll always be in sync, which is pretty cool. And I've never heard of this one, but I think it's because lldb-dap is fairly new, or apparently that's what I've been told. So let's have a look at that. There was something else I wanted to say as well, but I forgot, so whatever. So let's open neovim config, open Mason, and have a look at the DAPs. So you can see here I have installed code LDB. That is what's causing me issues right now. I can press U to update it, but I don't know if there have been any updates lately. I suppose I can check the project status. I mean, first of all, code LDB is also for VS Code. It's not even for neovim. It just happens to be used. Well, that I can use it for this as well. The last commit was last month, so, and the last release was 3 months ago. So I'm not very. So it's just in Rust, which is kind of ironic. Mind you, Rust also uses LDB, so. Also uses, yeah, LDB. Anyway, yeah, so I don't feel like it's going to get a fix anytime soon, which is kind of annoying. I don't even know if we get like a hot fix, but I mean, have a look at the issues. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one maybe? This was January though. Yeah. I don't know. So let's have a look at lldb-dap then. So first question, is it in Mason? That is the first question. I don't see it here. These are the available options. And from my memory even, there was only ever code LDB. So that's awesome. Let's have a look for lldb-dap then. Well, that's the official website. Okay, then. Brings the power of LDB to any editor or IDE that supports the DAP. So the debug adapter protocol. Yeah, and it works for, you know, VS Code, Emacs, Vim, neovim, so it should work. It's just a question of how to install it. Is that what procuring means? Why the fuck does it say procuring? It's kind of good. That's kind of cool though. Use a binding provided by a toolchain. Download one of the reads packages. Build from source. Yeah, so I need to have it installed. That's the main thing. So so lldb is the debugger itself, right? And then the DAP is a protocol that I guess makes it work with IDEs. So codelldb is one such thing that makes it work with VS Code, and I guess by extension other IDEs. So that's why I understand it, because like I can have lldb installed, right? So if I to LDB, you can say I don't have it. Okay, never mind then. Why don't I have it? I have GDB. Okay, well I guess I can install the lldb debugger protocol without the LDB itself, or maybe it's just installed somewhere else, but it should be global. That's weird. So like, let me try yay install lldb. Yeah, so that's there. So I'll install that first of all, and I can launch it. Yeah. I don't know how to use it, but okay. And then is there also lldb-dap? No. Right, so that's my concern. How would I set this up with neovim then? Like if I go to my Mason file, I've got clang D here. No, sorry, that's my LSP, isn't it? Yeah. The debugger is something else. Debugger is just DAP, I assume? Nothing else? I think so, yeah. Yes, you see here DAP adapters are codelldb, type executable, command codelldb. And then I got these configurations. So mfusenegger, does it? Right, yeah. So you can install them through Mason, but Mason is just one repository for that. Ultimately, it is an LSP handler manager though. It just happens to, I guess, come with DApps you can install easily. So if I want to install a DAP instead, I assume I can do it manually. Okay, so I want to switch from codelldb to the official, and from what I'm told, relatively new lldb-dap. I'm using, what am I using? I'm using mfusenegger slash nvim-dap, right? Yeah. And I'm wondering how to set that up. Arch Linux, by the way. Fuck me. I am missing keys, man. My typing accuracy is not it right now. About the cinema, I need to leave in like 50 minutes, I think, at the latest. So I'll try to get this done fairly quickly. The movie starts at 6, but I want to get there at 5 so I can look for keyboards. My computer is ahead by 1 hour, so it's actually currently 4 o'clock, not 5 o'clock. Install LDB. I have that, yeah? Oh, right, so I guess it just comes installed. Oh, cool, sick. I had no idea. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to install lldb-dap, but apparently it just comes with the lldb installation on AOR anyway, which is very cool. 6, and I just have it, right? So I just have to set it up. Right, so it tells you where it is. It's in user bin lldb, so I put that there. But I can launch it without that, so I don't think I need that to be the command. So dap.adapters.lldb. Okay, so dap.adapters.lldb. Command lldb-dap. Should be good. Oh, that reminds me. So I was thinking, because I was thinking about how it'd be cool to have like a modal operating system. So like, you know how, so like right now I'm in Vim, right? You know Vim has modes, like this is normal mode for like moving around and stuff. And I guess doing that as well. Oh shit, I just broke my tree sitter. Hold on. Right, how like I can like move around and stuff, and whatnot. And so that's, yeah, and then, but I can go insert mode, right? So then I can start typing stuff, and I can go like visual select mode, so I can like select stuff, and I can like open other windows, and then those also like have modes. There's no insert mode for this because that's off, but or like I can open this window, and this also doesn't have an insert mode, which is kind of annoying actually. But like my point is, wait, unless it is? Oh yeah, no, it is, my bad. So this actually also has modes, which is very very handy. It means that I can edit text like I would anywhere else in Vim. The thing that doesn't is the fucking command line, because command mode is a mode in of itself, and you cannot use things there, which I find a bit annoying. I almost wish that the command line was just like a window instead. But the cool thing is that it lets you use your keys that you usually use to type text for different things, right? So like I can be in a text box, and then like without using my mouse to click out of the box, I can just exit insert mode, right? And then enter a keybind to open something else, right? And that's really useful. Because like a reason that it's so hard to have like really good keyboard shortcuts and like things like that for most apps that aren't Vim or Emacs is just because they have no modes. So like they can't map the keys to stuff that isn't like control something or like Windows something, because the normal keys are just used for typing. Because because there are no modes, you can't have those conflicts. But the modes let you have separation, so it works. So that'd be really cool to see one day. And it got me thinking, like, what keys would even make sense? Like, because yes, you want a keyboard, but there's some things you inherently want a mouse for, right? Like for example, in gaming, isn't it interesting how we use WASD to move, and then you have your right hand for the mouse? Maybe if you're left-handed, you do something else, but most people, I assume, use WASD and then their right hand to move the mouse, right? WASD is not like a natural key. It's like you have keys on your keyboard, arrows, I mean, on your keyboard, but they're on the bottom right. And that's a really bad place to play. Whereas with WASD, you can press Shift, Control, and you can press space to jump, and you got like other keys around, you know? So gaming, without even necessarily realizing it, takes advantage of something similar to Vim, right? Where like you have different keybinds that are just things on your keyboard, and they're convenient for your hand placement. And yeah, you know, like because like kind of like an alternative to controllers, right? Is how you can think about that. And even like for games that do have like text input as well, they are kind of modal, and you can enter a text box, and like that then you can use your keys, and then when you exit the text box, like pressing escape or something, or maybe typing like a keybind to quit it, the text box, or like your inventory, you know, where you can like search your inventory, like you don't. I mean, okay, you still have your mouse, but like my point is, there's a lot that can be done with keyboards that is being explored in Vim and IDEs for code editing. It's explored in video games. Because like both of these are fields where like you want to have quick reactions and stuff, right? And like do things quickly. But for other software, it just isn't a thing. Anyway, I got pinged a bunch. Let me actually just move this into my usual slot for Discord, so I get less confused. You need matching via C extension though too. Last time I checked, you have to go to the extension settings and set lldb-dap to these or whatever. I couldn't find it myself. It's just easier to manage all packages that way. The AUR is for Arch, right? Yeah. You need the matching via C extension too. Last time I checked, you have to go to extension settings, set LD path to user or whatever. I couldn't find it myself. I assume that's only if I use VS Code, right? I don't use VSC. Mine was added to my path LL Yeah, it was added to my path auto-magically, which is nice. Okay, so LTP launch, change this to this. Request launch function, path is executable. Yeah, it just inserts it. That's fine. Stop on entry, and then I have args as well. Okay, I'll add that just so I know it exists. And then do the same for Rust and C++. Okay, and C. Sorry. So it's just that, but then like, yeah. I saw CPP and like just immediately put the thing there. Is it Rust or RS? It's Rust. Right, because I guess that makes sense. C++ is not an abbreviation per se. I mean, CPP is not an abbreviation. It's just you can't do plus. Okay, so will that just work now? If I go to a C++ project, let's close this, go to my sandbox, and attempt to index field configuration, a nil value. Okay, hold on. Why do I'm getting hella pings. Yeah, there are pings. Just making sure it's not like the server that has all messages on. DAP. Configurations. Yeah. My mistake. Can make typos, but okay, that should work now. So, what's my folder structure here? I got DAP. Yeah, so here's a test. I'll delete these two folders. Can I select both and delete them? I can. Awesome. Intuitive. So here's main. No member name print line. Yep. Because it's not configured to recognize that I'm using C++ 26. It's kind of annoying. Maybe I should change the LSP's default. So it, but like I don't know how you have global defaults for like Clang. Usually you just set up a Clang like thingy. Anyway, let's do. Let me just use. Well, no, I'm gonna use print. Fuck the LSP. So let's do int a equals 5, a plus equals 3, and then we're going to standard print line. A is this. Okay, so let's go ahead and not compile this, or do I compile this? I think I do compile this, right? So let's probably just quit. Yeah, I need to set up a good like compiler workflow, but whatever. So we're gonna do clang ++, because I don't have CMake for this small example. Main.cpp -o main G for debug symbols, O0 for no optimizations, and standard equals C++ 26. Right, as we source. Wait, is it? Hold on. Okay, so you need to DAP first. Okay, run the main. There it is. A is 8, so let's go back into neovim and find the main. Right? And let's go ahead and run our debugger here. So I'll do dap new. It asks me for the executable path, so we'll put main. Okay. And I can't have this running. Dap run. Dap continue. I have no breakpoints, sorry. So we'll put a breakpoint here, dap breakpoint. I've no keybinds for this yet, because I want to kind of get it working before I set the keybinds, and then like set the keybinds for what makes sense for me. So there's that, and then we do dap again, dap new, main. Okay, so now you have a breakpoint, right? And yeah, let's just see if I can have no issues here, I guess. I mean, really, it was okay. Actually, no. Let me go to a different project instead. So let me actually open the project I was working on before, freeware. That's where I had the issues. And then I'm going to open my main and put a breakpoint here. is it up? No, it's previous. Dap, toggle, and then command Control Y. Let's select. Okay. Yeah. So let's put that there, and then let's run it. So dap. Before I do that, even let's run build debug / freeware. Yeah, so just to make sure it actually runs first of all. So dap new. I'm going to have debug, build debug, fuzzy search, thank you, and freeware. Run that. I'm going to step into. Okay. So I went into here. It went to my constructor, the default constructor, and then it crashed. So let's step into. Awesome. And now it goes further. And I guess it's like constructing these as well, which is why it highlights that. And now we edit the subsystem, and well, I said step into, I guess, right? So now it's going to step into that. Cool. Awesome. Spin lock. Yeah. So can I dap? How can I end it? Disconnect. And then there it goes, it launches. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this. So this is quite significant because like it's going to change fundamentally how I program. Because like now I don't need to like have log messages and like recompile just to find errors. I can just run my debugger at a breakpoint and then just inspect the values there. And then it reduces the need for logging, you know? Right. Is he streaming? Should we check out the Primogen on Twitch? I was going to say, you're not logged in. You can't watch this. I'm going to get like an ad or something. Oh, wait, ad block, never mind. It's Big Balatro? What does Primogen usually do on stream?
Can I not go below it? Is it just impossible to go below this thing? Okay, well...
This is Arch.
Sorry, Vertical. You're going to be slightly off. All right, so this is what we are doing today. Screw all this. We're just going to have ourselves a bit of fun here. So, here's the jokers I've made thus far. All right? There's this one. Whatever number you say, whatever number Twitch chat says, is the multiplier I
wonder if that's tmux? Because I don't think I can do that with my configuration. Like, I can't have this be below here. Can I have two things? Yeah, like, I can't have, like, 3 windows in a row. Mine's a lot more limited, which is annoying. Oh, no, wait. If I have that be like that, that be like that. Okay, that works. Right, so that's what you did. Yeah, I don't use much, like despite having a tiling window manager, I like it more just that, just because everything's in full screen. I don't really use it for like actual tiling. Like, I could have a workflow for neovim, right? Hold on. Where I have this here, and then I have like my build here. You know, like my build commands, instead of relying on doing everything in neovim. I mean, it's not a bad idea, to be honest. So you know, and then just like build debug.sh and like that, and like that'll just run it. And then I get my output here as well. But like it's just kind of a pain to set it up. I mean, like, first of all, I'm not even in the right directory, as you probably noticed. For some reason, my kitty isn't set up where it copies it. I tried fixing it, but it failed, so I have to try fixing it again. I could have like most apps just don't really. Like, okay, I mean, to be fair, the Primogen probably streams on like a big PC. I don't have as much real estate on my screen. Like if let's say I put like Claude here, you know, to like help me as I code. Like look at how much space that takes on my screen. Just because like I'm on like a fairly small computer. If I had like a desktop monitor that was like probably twice as big as my screen, then obviously yeah, I could have some stuff. So hey, one day, man, one day. That's like the dream, you know. I'll have like a big computer monitor, probably dual monitor, triple monitor, whatever, and it'll be all configured with like NixOS, you know, because I don't have to worry about like any performance issues or whatever. Like it's just my computer. I can have a virtual machine with like different things, and I can run those. I can have my games and everything. That'd be awesome. But right now, I'm limited to a much more, well, limited set of tools or possibilities. I don't know, whatever. Cool. So my debugger works. So so the next thing is really just figuring out, configuring it to work well for me. And that will be fun. So I've actually been thinking about this a lot, also as well. This person was asking, not me, but he's asking someone what's a shorter name that they can use for define struct, right? And then like I jokingly said define struct in camel case because that uses less space. But he doesn't want to use abbreviations like DS, right? Or like def struct. So I was like, well, you could also popularize a new term like nstruct, right? But it's not. But I'm not joking. Like if you think about it, how many programming terms, you know, happen to be fairly short and succinct simply because we've just adopted them as new terms, right? Like struct is short for structure, or like a vector. You know, like a vector, mathematically speaking, is not like a dynamic array. It's just that we gave the name for a heap allocated dynamic array to vector, and then that helps us write a much more shorter thing, right? Or like, well, yeah, pretty much, you know, or like int is short for integer. A U32 is a uint32t, right? Or sorry, a uint32, which in itself is an unsigned integer 32, which is a 32-bit unsigned integer. So like we have these terms that we've just accepted, which is quite interesting. And like that's one reason that we can have such succinct variable names and also type names. So it's quite interesting. Yeah. Int equals integer, you know, U32 equals 32, unsigned integer 32. You have like floats, which equals floating point number. You know, a string, you know, your string, which is like a string of characters, right? String of characters. So like these are things that we've just accepted as terms, which is interesting. So anyway, yeah, just wanted to get the debugger working. I do have a bit more time on my hands, so let me think what I want to do right now. Should I? It'd be good to get used to using the debugger, right? In Vim, neovim, whatever. But like, I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna use it that much. I'll probably more said like use it when I need it, because that'll be a much stronger motivation. So yeah. Yeah, well, anyway, subscribe.